So here's the story. I haven't been on social media a lot here lately because I've had a lot of things I've had to get done around the house and my business. So I've got most everything with the business caught up, and now I'm just working on stuff around my house, like this washing machine that needs to be fixed. And I figure, well, I can just show you guys what I'm doing. You don't want to watch it, you can just stop watching now. Like, goodbye. But this is a Maytag washing machine. It's got one of those suspended drums in it. And it gets really bad out of balance. No matter how light the load is you put in it, it just spins like crazy and bangs against the sides. And, well, that's not good. Okay, we can't wash clothes that way, so we've got to fix it. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, obviously, is unplug it, disconnect the water lines and the drain lines, and I'm going to get this thing out of here. This is an outside, this is under my carport area here, because this is a 1950s house, and that's what they did back in the 1950s, was put things outside. But I'm going to disconnect all of those things. I'm going to get this out of this room into the carport. And if you'll just kind of hang tight for a second, just stay out of my way. I'll let you know whenever I'm ready for you to come back. Alright, so now that I finally got all of that done, I got this moved out here with no help from you whatsoever. I'm going to continue, and we'll just keep working. And I say we as in me, because you're obviously not going to help with this. But I'm going to take this screw right here out, this screw right here, and this screw right here to get this little panel off, and then I'll show you what to do after that. But until then, you just sit there looking pretty and useless, okay? Okay, now if you'll just sit there and watch, I'm going to spin this thing around so you can see the front. By all means, don't help. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this whole top. You see this seam right here? Everything above that seam is called the top, technical term. We're going to slide the top forward and then lift it up. It can be a pain in the behind sometimes, especially when it's been sitting outside. It's easy, you know? You just got to do it. Ha! You're going to want to support this lid somehow. Since you're not going to hold it for me, I'll figure something else out. Just be still. So if you see, there's our ring. See these little tabs right here? You have to pull that out and it pops up just like that. There's multiple of them all the way around. And the experts will tell you, you need to put a screwdriver back in there and pop that loose, but I'm a man, so I use my fingers. So while you stay back over there, clear out of the way of any work being done, I'm going to go ahead and finish taking the rest of these things loose and getting the top ring out. Ta-da! Alright, so top ring is gone. Now you see this here. That goes to a rod down here and down there. That rod is connected there. And that's what gives it, there's a spring underneath it, and that's what gives it this bounce. You see how easy that's bouncing? That's no bueno. For those of you that don't speak French, that means no good. See, there's one there. There's one in every corner. And so the way you get this out is you can lift this entire drum up, and you see how the rod comes up? So you would turn the metal piece of the rod to go through that. Then you can push the rod down in there, and you just push it down through the hole, and there's a notch in the side where you can just move the entire rod out through the notch. So I've got you repositioned so you can see more of the top of this, so that you can actually see what a real man does with his hands. You might learn something. So I'm going to pick this up, just like that. Going to spin that in the, well, I said it was, dress rod here. There we go. I'm going to pick that up. Going to push that down, rotate it, so it can come out, pop that off. That just comes off. Now I just have this metal rod here. It's going to go down through the hole. And just as a little while ago, I'm just going to push this straight down and out the side of the bracket. Ha! I forgot there's a clip in there I have to undo. Let me undo the clip real quick. That'll make this job quite a bit easier. go. Wow, the whole rod just fell. That's what it looks like. So this has got the clip on it. This is up in the hole, and all you have to do is just press one of these little tabs in, and it pops down through the hole. Allows this whole thing to drop down, and then you can just slip it out. But here's the issue with it. See how easy that is? There's supposed to be, under this cap, there is a grease-filled foam piece right here. That's foam right there, and it's supposed to have a special type of grease that adds a little tackiness to this. You don't want to use any grease. You're not trying to lubricate it. You're trying to make it tacky so that when this rod slides, it grips the rod and makes it to where it is not so easy to just, bounce and pull. That's the problem. In this box is a solution to our problems. I'm going to take this out of here if I don't spill it. Let's see. I dropped a piece. It's okay. Don't need that. So here is Bounce Be Gone. This is the grease that we're going to need. It's going to come with a little applicator popsicle stick. So I'm going to set this down right here for right now. It's going to come with different size foam inserts. We are probably going to use the smaller ones, which is what I dropped. Let me go get that. Yeah, see, and they do have a little slice in them. You can open up to put the rod through there so it sits around the rod like it's supposed to. But after you have packed this with that Bounce Be Gone grease, there's a technical name for the grease, but we're just going to stick with Bounce Be Gone. And I know what you're wondering. You're probably wondering, how do you know how to do all of this? Especially if you're a woman, you're asking, how do you know how to do all of this? Well, because I was raised poor and I decided to stay that way. And you, on the other hand, when you got married, if you're a lady, you married for one of three things. Either you married a doer, a looker, or a moneymaker. And the moneymakers pay people like me, the doers, to get it done. The lookers, I'm sorry, you're just going to be sad your whole life. But the doers are the people like me, who are neither the lookers nor the moneymakers. So all we know to do is to do. And so we're going to do. And I'm going to gladly teach you how to be a doer, because the older you get, the less of a looker you are, and the less important the money is. So I'm going to use a pick, and I'm going to pick the old foam out of here. I just stuck myself in the hand. Let's not do that again. Look at that. That's what you want to see. Come off of there. There it is. It's off. And I'm just going to show you on this one, and then I'm going to do the other three without you, because Lord knows you're not going to help anyway. But what we're going to do is we're going to open our grease. Ooh, grease. For the ladies watching, they made it pretty and purple for you. Or maybe it's a deep blue. It's one of those colors where some people argue it's blue and other people argue it's purple. I don't really care. Look at this. Like, you can... It's thick. It's thick and tacky. I'm going to take a scoop of it. I'm going to put it right down in there. Am I doing this right? I don't know. I've never done it before. But it feels right. And everybody knows if it feels right, it must be right. Right? Not always. We're going to trust that we're doing this right. All right. Now, little foam piece of majingy. I'm going to put a little of this on the rod right here where the foam piece is going to ride. I know what you're saying. You can be like, you can do a better job of that. Listen, this stuff is like really thick and tacky. It's hard to do anything with it correctly. All right. Got to stick that in there. Yeah. And then I'm going to put the little foam piece around it as best I can, like so. Stuff it down into that hole where it belongs. Slide the cap back down over it. Compress it. And you see already that it's got more resistance to it. I'm going to try to compress this a little bit and put a little more of that grease right down in here. All right, I think this one is done. It feels really good. It slides with a little bit of resistance. So we're going to call this one done. And I'm going to put it back in the machine. So, yeah, you can see. I think that's not in. Where's my little round thingamadingy? Got it. Boom. It's in there. Now, if you don't mind just sitting there and hanging out and watching and not doing anything, I'm going to take care of the other three real quick. So now we got all the grease, the sticky, tacky grease, put in all four of the suspension rods. But people call them suspension rods or damper rods or dampening rods, but we call them suspension rods. You can test it by doing this. As you can see, it still goes down, it goes back up. It's supposed to. It's supposed to. Okay? But it catches itself on rebound. It doesn't just keep bouncing, which is what it was doing. It catches itself, which is what it's supposed to do. So now this thing can spin with clothes in it, and as long as the balance ring with fluid in it is right, which this one is, hear that slosh? That's the liquid inside the balance ring. So the balance ring's doing its job. So everything should be fine. I'm just going to put this top back down, button everything back up, put it back in there, and that's it. Video's over. I know. What kind of video just ends without showing you the finished product? Well, not mine, of course, but only the true OGs stayed long enough to see this far. And kudos to you. Now I've got a few pieces of clothing in here, and it is spinning up. Right now it's spinning fast enough to make a rocket ship fly, and we're balanced. So I'd say we fixed this thing. And by we, I mean me, because you did nothing. Now if you don't mind, go home. Never invited you anyway.